Hi-ho, everybody, and welcome to Kingdom Compass TV, the show where we talk about streaming shows all around the internet. I'm one of your hosts, Griffin Tennell, Griffy D-Pad, and with me as always the wonderful, the amazing Mr. Mitch George. How are you doing?
We are so back.
I really need to figure out the proper new intro for this show. Because we've expanded this show, Mitch. We've done such a great job. We finished our first show under the new name, somehow.
Yeah.
And then we started
Took a while.
We just said, screw it. What if we talked about two shows instead of one?
Because we're insane. I get it. It's fine.
It's
not like we'll actually be able to record them on time or anything.
Look, I have been saying for a couple of months now that we are in like peak Griffin streaming television right now.
Griffin is living his best life at the moment.
Because I feel like I'm constantly getting the shows that I want. This started with Has Been Hotel Season 2. We're on to the Mighty Nine in our other episode, which you should totally go listen to right now, talking about the first 5 episodes of the Mighty Nine.
I got to watch episode 6 still. Maybe I'll do that after we finish tonight.
Real good. We're talking today about Percy Jackson. When we come back to January, we'll be talking about Wonder Man. And I think there's a couple other things.
Is that January?
That is January, yeah. I think there's a couple other things in there that I'm missing.
January 27th, birthday gift. God, I'm old.
Like, there's just so much good TV happening right now, Mitch. But like you said, we are so back. Percy Jackson Season 2.
You skipped over one of the biggest things in television right now being the fact that we're 11 days away from the next set of episodes of Stranger Things final season.
I did skip over Stranger Things. You are right.
December 31st, we have that series finale, and I honestly think we should just do an episode on Stranger Things as a whole once that wraps.
Yeah, because how is that episode breakdown coming out? Like, we're getting another chunk on Christmas Day.
So we got finale, 4, and then we're getting 3, and then we're getting 1.
Okay.
Which Carmen and I have tickets to see the finale in theaters on New Year's Eve.
I have more fun plans on New Year's Eve.
Oh, la-di-da. Look at you having plans and friends and fun.
I have no plans, but multiple friend groups that are saying we should plan something.
You should plan to go to the theaters and see Stranger Things.
I'm not that big of a Stranger Things fan. I might have upset Mitch, folks.
A little bit. Just a little bit. But we're not here to talk about Stranger Things.
We will talk about that on another episode. We will do a Stranger Things episode once that
maybe. We'll see. If Griffin's not a fan, maybe we should just skip over it.
I enjoy it fine. No, we're talking today, folks, about Percy Jackson Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2. I play Dodgeball.
Did you know Wonder Man was going to be a Marvel Spotlight series?
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either. And that'll be the first one that falls under that banner, I believe, as a series. But we're not talking about that today. Sorry, continue.
No, we're talking about Episode 1, I Play Dodgeball with Cannonballs, and Episode 2, Demon Pigeons Attack. Of course, Mitch, Season 2, based off of book number 2.
Sea of Monsters.
Sea of Monsters. I'm going to be honest, my least favorite book of the original series.
I really like this book, largely because of Tyson.
I will say that is not a slight against this book. It's just how good the other 4 books are.
It's a fantastic run. Like I've read, back when I was a child, because these came out when I was a child, Percy Jackson.
You don't want to know that date, man. You don't want to know that date.
Yeah, I do. Okay, so then that wrapped up when I was 17, which I was probably a little old to be reading these books at that point, but I still enjoyed them because I read The Lightning Thief when I was 13. God, that feels weird to say. And here we are 20 years later talking about Season 2.
Oh, yeah, we're the old heads that love this at this point. We are the oldest. We're easily the oldest people in this.
I'm literally the top end of their elder demographic.
Yeah, I have not made it. I've not hidden the fact that I love this series. And I love these books. And I love this show. I am very happy with these first couple of episodes of the show.
And like for me, I just love Greek mythology. So when Greek mythology overlap with young adult fiction, I was enamored with these as a kid. And obviously a lot of that, I haven't read them again in a while. And I honestly kind of want to, but time is hard to find. I still got Expedition 33 to start.
Look, the good news is you can genuinely read through one of these books in like a night. They are not
I'm
long reads.
I'm honestly thinking the third book comes with me on my next flight.
Oh yeah, this would make a perfect flying book. Maybe don't read the first one where they're like actively not allowed to be on a plane.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking the third one, but they don't fly at all, right? Because of the whole Zeus thing. But we're not talking about that yet.
Yes and no.
Kinda.
Well, Blackjack's a character. We'll get to that
Yeah.
in book 3.
Let's talk about book 2 first.
Yeah, I play Dodgeball with Cannibals and Demon Pigeons Attack. Of course, folks, this is full spoilers for Percy Jackson. If you've not seen season 1 or these new episodes of season 2, go watch those and come right on back before doing it. I was going to do housekeeping, but I feel like we're already kind of into the Percy Jackson stuff, so screw it. No housekeeping today.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, we kick things off immediately with this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Right off the bat.
Skip over a whole bunch of filler from the book, which I was all for.
Good news. There wasn't that much filler they skipped. They just
They
changed
skipped
the
all
location.
of the prep school stuff.
They did, which I have mixed feelings about.
I don't. I think that was all filler.
I agreed, but also there's something that I just love that Percy Jackson functionally by the end of the series is a domestic terrorist. And it's just
you're not
kind of
wrong.
hilarious. But again, I understand why they're cutting it, and I'm cool with that. The big change
Because a lot's changed in the last 20 years with regards to domestic terrorism.
that, but also, like you said, it's filler. We only got 8 episodes here. And I mean, the first episode of the first chapter of this book is essentially just the dream sequence at the beginning,
Yeah.
which is where I want to start with all of this, of seeing Grover getting the wedding dress eventually in episode 2, seeing the hunt for Pan, the flute. We're getting we got little nods in the first episode and the confirmation in the second episode of the Golden Fleece. It's such a great
I'm a
way
little
to kick off the
disappointed
season.
that we didn't get the Giants referred to as Canadians because they're from the North.
There's still time.
Well, no, because that happens in those first couple of chapters, right?
Yeah, but it's more the fact that we have a Cyclops with them that's technically a giant. And
True.
I wouldn't be surprised if Percy said, "Hey, it's my cousin from Canada." Like, get some nod in there for you.
I really hope so. I mean, given that they filmed the whole thing in Canada, probably, right? This feels like a BC shoot.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I haven't looked too deeply into it, but I just assume anything that takes place in a forest is filmed in Vancouver, British Columbia. Yeah, IMDb confirms.
I say I know that the camp is up there,
Yeah.
but I also know that they film a lot of this in the volume.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And I'm going to be really honest with y'all. This show uses the volume so much better than The Mandalorian does. Because they use it sparingly.
I was going to say, I think it uses it in a different way, which is important.
I was going to say, it uses it sparingly and specifically for out-of-this-world moments. I think everything in this first episode is incredibly fun. I like that we're just jumping straight into Tyson. They make a very, very good change to me in this, which is how Percy meets Tyson.
Yeah, they didn't slow roll it, right? It's just like he's here.
Well, so they jump right into it in the book too, but in the book it is he meets him at school.
Oh, right. And this
in
one, Sally's brought him home.
Sally brings him home. And I think it just does so much for both Sally and Percy's character. I think it gives Percy a little bit more character growth of having to like, oh yeah, you're my brother. I guess I gotta just deal with this now. It makes it a little more interesting on that front, and then obviously it just makes Sally even greater.
Also, a little conniving of like she likely at this point knows like this Cyclops is a demigod, like some god sired this kid, and there's probably been some signs or something. I don't remember exactly what happens in the books, but I just assume that she's been given this information or just inferred this information just from her experiences with Poseidon and stuff like that. So it's for her, it's like, yeah, like I know what's up.
Yeah, it's I honestly genuinely believe it is that she deciphered this this dream that she had of the drachma, and then it was like the sickle on one side and the
The
trident on the
trident
other.
on the other.
I think she had that down immediately.
Oh,
And
yeah,
was like,
for sure.
nah, I'm gonna be cryptic to my kid because he needs to learn things.
Because I'm an asshole. Or because I'm raising an asshole. Whichever. Pick your poison.
Yeah, I really like all of this. We got the empathy link, which was something that was very, very important to me, and I was kind of interested to see how they handled it, because the empathy link is one of those weird magic things that is a little difficult to explain. And I think they did a really good job of that. But I would tell you that the biggest change or the biggest thing for this first episode at least, is the fact that we got Tantalus.
Yeah.
Tantalus being played by Timothy Simons, who does a fantastic job. God, I hate him so much in this, and he just makes it.
Or
so
anyone who has not yet done so and has access to Netflix, go and watch Nobody Wants This, where Timothy Simons plays the brother of the male lead and is friggin' hilarious. That is all.
I mean, you're correct.
He's also really good in Veep.
Yeah, that's where I know him from. Also, turns out he was in *Handmaid's Tale*. I forgot about that.
I should watch that.
Yeah, I think this first episode really does a good job of setting us off. I love how much Clarice we got in these first couple episodes as well.
Which, knowing where this season, I mean, as readers, we get a sense of where the season is likely to end up, and Clarice plays a really large part in that. So I'm really excited to see that character grow over the course of the next however many seasons as they order of this show. Because Clarice is one of my favorite characters in the books, just because going from, like, the trope of going from antagonist to ally is always fun to explore in media. And I think the dynamic between Clarice and Percy has always been really, really good.
Yeah, their dynamic has always been one of my favorite things of, like, definitively Clarice sucks. Clarice is a bully. She is brutal to Percy especially. But when it comes down to business, you want her on your side. And like that has always kind of been her role within Camp Half-Blood and within these books. And like I gotta shout out Dear Good John for just absolutely nailing it with this. Like we get that moment in the second episode, right, where she's fully going to pick Percy.
Oh, 100%. She was right there until Annabelle said otherwise.
Yeah. And
or Annabeth.
Like I really do love how she's playing this character, because she makes the conniving jokes and plays with it. But also we saw like immediately when she has the opportunity, she switches off from making fun of Percy and to making fun of Tyson. It's like she is the bully. She's going for the weak link. And that is a hard thing to play. And I want to give her props for that. And I can't wait to see us like fully turn around on this character. Hope maybe even by the end of this season, if not future seasons. Especially because like episode 4 is titled "Clarice Blows Up Everything,"
which it also is the title of one of the chapters in the book, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. All of the
episode titles come from chapters of the book, which I think is just a great touch.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting looking ahead, right? Like I played Dodgeball with Cannibals is number 2. Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, yeah.
And Demon Pigeon's Attack is chapter 6. So it's interesting.
There's a lot of compression going in because we've only got, again, like you said, we've only got 8 episodes this season.
Yeah, but when you look at some of them, like chapter 1, My Best Friend Shops for a Wedding Dress, that's the dream sequence.
The dream sequence.
Chapter 3, We Hail the Taxi of Eternal Torment. That's the Grey Sisters. 4 is Tyson Plays with Fire. Okay, we got that. 5, I Get a New Cabin Mate. That's Tyson
being claimed.
Which was an awesome sequence.
Oh, it was wonderful.
I love it. The whole camp ready to kill this guy, and then Trident.
The realization.
Poseidon really just likes fucking with Camp Half-Blood.
1,000%.
And then 6, Demon Pigeon's Attack, and 7, I Accept Gifts from a Stranger, which is Hermes. And then 8 is We Board Princess Andromeda, and that's going to be next week's episode, which I'm very excited for. I will jump back into these first 2 episodes, but just a little bit of hope for episode 3 here is I do hope we get a reference to the only good part of the movies, which is Luke telling Percy to stop standing on his boat.
Oh yeah, it has to. We have to get that.
I really do hope we get that because it's just funny. Um, but yeah, there's a lot happening in these first two episodes. A lot of magic shenanigans. The Grey Sisters, like I mentioned, perfect amount of kooky weirdness for the Fates. Fates are always going to be a something.
And I mean, we get a hint of that with the Great Prophecy, right? Where we know there's something going on behind the scenes that Chiron doesn't want Percy to know. And of course, we will get that realization as we get through the rest of the series.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Also, I was recently replaying some God of War stuff, and it's really wild going between the Fates in God of War to the Fates in Percy Jackson.
Little different, just a little bit.
The Fates in Percy Jackson.
These Fates align a lot more with Hercules. The Fates in God of War align a lot more with,
murder,
gothic horror.
Yeah. Well, also like the Fates in God of War are like actively the main antagonists.
Mm-hmm.
In this, they're just like, oh, we're gonna help you here and there. We got that. We got the Lastronians. We got the Giants. I love the reveal here of Tyson being fireproof. I'm sure we will go back to that.
And Annabeth just like, of course he's fireproof. Just shut up and keep going.
I love Annabeth so much.
So good.
What else we got in this? Mentioned Tantalus. But man, the combination between Tantalus and Mr. D. The dude that can't drink liquor and the dude who can't eat anything.
Which we get that really fun scene where he like tries to and can't. And obviously like the story of King Tantalus is goddamn awful. Like nightmare inducing levels of like the gods are awful. Like just awful beings. And I mean, Tantalus has a reason to not like them, which, we will see explored further down the road.
Oh, yeah. I think very much in this, like, Tantalus sees this as his opportunity to get back into the good graces of the gods, maybe for them to release him from this curse. And that's why he tries to do this much as he does. But the thing that we also kind of gloss over it here is that Tantalus is a master strategist when it comes to war.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, he is there. He was put into this position by Zeus because he could keep the demigods safe. And functionally, he can when he knows what he's working with. And I think that we saw that a tiny bit. But I think playing him into this more, he's kind of just a bitch. Like, let's call it what he is. He doesn't do shit. He is bad at his job. He can't do anything. He is just here because he has to be in this.
Yeah, it is the office spacification of this, of just like, I'm just here because I've been told I got to do a job. Like, I don't want to be here. This is not what I want. This is not what I signed up for. But obviously, circumstances be what they are.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I do hope we get more of him in this season. But I obviously, with them leaving the camp, there's not much. I think
they've made an interesting enough introduction that whether or not we see more of him this season, we will see more of him before series end.
I do think that the season, the way the season ends, especially with knowing the story, knowing that this story ends at Camp Half-Blood. I don't think that's a story. I don't think that's a spoiler. Every single book for Percy begins and ends at Camp Half-Blood.
It's the classic trope of just like where, it's a summer camp thing or it's a school thing or whatever. Like the year it's going to go off the rails. You look at other, young adult series, thinking of the one with the magic folks as like a prime example. Doesn't matter what's going on in the book. It ends up starting and ending at a school, right?
Yeah. I think by the end of this, though, we'll get the reinstatement of Chiron and Tantalus then staying at camp and just moved into like a security advisor role.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I could see them doing something totally different if maybe Tantalus ends up, siding with Luke and crew or something to that extent of just like, no, I'm not about it. These gods are awful. Like, that's another route I could potentially see things going.
Oh, yeah. Man, dude, speaking of Luke, shout out to Walker Scobell's acting when Percy runs into him at the beginning of it, because it's just pure hatred.
Oh,
It's pure
it's
anger.
absolutely visceral, just content.
See, I see you. I'm immediately going to crack jokes because if I don't crack jokes, I'm going to just murder you. And that
Pretty
is
much, yeah.
Percy. That is Percy in a nutshell. So we got that. We got Tyson being claimed, empathy link. I'm so excited to see Polyphemus. We're probably not going to see Polyphemus until like episode 6.
Probably, but again, with the compression that they're doing this season, we might see them sooner.
Well, I mean, like, functionally, like, we got the Princess Andromeda. We got a couple other points that they have to hit before they get to Polyphemus and the Fleece. And that's my meta knowledge from the book.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can change things around and whatnot, but I don't see them getting that for a little bit. Because functionally in this, like, Tyson is replacing Grover this season. And I think that's actually awesome. I really like Tyson.
I think it's the right. He is, but we got to get back to Grover as part of the main crew. So I do think we may end up resolving the Polyphemus stuff earlier than maybe you're anticipating. But I'd say, episode 5 or 6 probably makes sense because then you have the finale sort of conflict being what's going on with Luke and crew versus Camp Half-Blood and what goes down there. So
I know what the finale is going to be, and I'm trying not to spoil it.
Yeah.
Because obviously we have people potentially listening that have not read the books, and I don't want to spoil any of that for you. But I'll tell you what, the finale is going to be dope.
It should be a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, for me looking ahead, though, like at episode names, like episode 6 is Nobody Gets the Fleece, which makes me think that
would track that is the culmination of the Fleece stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could even spill into episode 7 where episode 6 ends with Polyphemus and then the rest of it's happening through that next episode.
Looking back at the end of episode 1, that's when we learned the coordinates from Grover. Maybe I'm just smarter than these teenagers, but it was really, really obvious that the Gray sisters were giving longitude and latitude numbers.
I would hope you're smarter than a bunch of teenagers, Griffin.
Okay, but I'll tell you what, there's an entire game show about this once upon a time. No, seriously, am I the only one?
Once upon a time, I thought they brought it back with it was either John Cena or Rob Gronkowski.
I'm gonna be honest, I was saying that because I thought about it and I wasn't entirely sure. But no, seriously, when they said these numbers, was it not incredibly obvious that they were longitude and latitude?
It was incredibly obvious. So fun facts here. Fun facts of the show. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grade, originally hosted by Jeff Foxworthy, was revived by Nickelodeon with host John Cena in 2019.
How long did that last?
About 5 months. The show was then revived a second time revived, like third time going through it, with host Travis Kelce.
Oh, no wonder.
On Prime Video.
Wait, how long ago?
October 2014 or 2024.
Oh, that's recent.
That's super recent.
Oh, that is so much more recent than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Man, it's great that the Chiefs suck this season.
They didn't make the playoffs, and it makes me so happy.
A little bit of football talk. Back to it.
Although the Ravens, man, what is going on?
You're telling me as a Birds fan. Okay, Demon Pigeons Attack, episode 2. We got the talk with Chiron. He's chilling in Miami. Fuck yeah, we're getting the party ponies.
Love me some party ponies.
I also do love that Chiron's like, well, I don't have my cushy job in New York anymore. I'm going to be a snowbird like everybody else and go down to Florida.
I mean, it's very Canadian of him.
We got this whole sequence of Annabeth. You're screwing me up now. Annabeth sneaking into the
that's my bad.
office. Fantastic. I love it. I love it anytime we get to see Annabeth use her invisibility hat. It's my favorite magic item they have.
Yeah.
The chariot race in this is so dope. I think it serves as like one of those centerpiece moments for you to do your promos and whatnot. Something really fun to be showing that brings everything back to the Greek mythology. But then also these great character moments. There's so many character moments in this chariot race. You've got this newfound brotherly love between Percy and Tyson. You've got Annabeth trying to deal with this prophecy and whatnot. You have Clarice.
She's
trying
to
win
weighing her relationship with Percy versus what she knows has to happen for the good of the camp and to keep Percy safe.
We also get Tyson being a pacifist. We've got Clarice in her never-ending quest to be the best. We've got the birds breaking through the barrier and everyone having to fight that. There's so much that
we have the
happens
eventual reveal that Tyson just eavesdrops on everybody.
I love the mimicry. I love that what they're doing with that. It's so good.
I think it's so fun.
And like that's absolutely another one of those things that's like this has to come back in a cool way later. What else have we got that went crazy in this? We got a bunch of references to a bunch of other campers that was cool. We saw Chris. I love also like so much of this first 2 episodes was set something up early, knock it down later. So like setting up the box of Chiron's stuff when Annabeth breaks in, and then going back in that and grabbing the cassette to play Emotions to get rid of the birds.
Which was so good.
Yeah. I love whenever stuff like this uses the most obscure, like, Mariah Carey, obviously not obscure.
I was going to say, but it's obviously the best time of year to be using Mariah, because not only is she getting all those residuals from All I Want for Christmas, but now she's got this.
I guess the most out of place thing that you would expect. Like, I was not expecting Mariah Carey in these episodes.
I mean, they got that Disney money.
True. We also got licensed music in episode 1 that was freaking great. I'm gonna look this up really quickly because it's going to bug me. If I can actually, type. Yeah, okay, I was right. Fight the Power by Public Enemy is in episode 1. And if that's not the perfect fucking song for Percy Jackson, I don't know what is. Like Percy and Tyson walking down the streets of New York while Fight the Power plays. Perfection.
It does feel a little... No, I'm trying to think. Nah.
Look, just for what Percy's like entire thing is, and like how much he's on the side of the gods, but God, he hates them.
It is, but also like very different themes of that song and that time in terms of when that song was released.
Oh, absolutely.
What they were fighting against is a lot different than this young adult conflict.
Absolutely, but I think it does play into the themes for Percy as well of not letting power absolutely rule.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of always been a big part of Percy Jackson has been, no, you get to make decisions, but you get to make decisions so long as they are decent and moral, and if you are not, we will fight you on them. I think that's what really makes Percy Jackson stand apart from a lot of other young adult series, and also what really, as a kid, made me prefer this over something like absolute horrifying, horrible human beings wizard series. Like,
I mean, you didn't know that she was absolutely horrible and horrific at the time.
Oh no, but also like all of her main characters end up becoming wizard cops.
Yeah, there's that. This series for me as a kid, it was like, I don't want to say it was counterculture, but it was definitely pushing back against the trends of the time with your wizard cops, I'm trying to remember what else was trending back when we were kids. It was really just the wizard cop thing.
Yeah, it was a thing I was chatting about with someone the other day where it's like, there's absolutely a bias against, especially like corporation, like factorization, factories, and all of this and whatnot within like our age demographic. And I'm like, dude, look at the video games we used to play. Pretty much every final boss from a platformer in the 90s and early 2000s was a business owner who owned a factory.
Or a Koopa that was much bigger than the other Koopas, which made him King Koopa.
Yeah, like all of them. The one I go to the most is like Donkey Kong. Like Rare loved this. Yeah, it's.
Ratchet and Clank. That was all anti-establishment, anti big business.
I did not play this game until I was significantly older, as I probably should have. But Conquer,
Yeah, that is definitely a mature title.
yeah, that's a
I've
weird
never
one.
actually played it.
Dude, you got to play it. It's actually a really
I
good game.
we say this we say this about maybe 10 or 15 games a week that I have not played. I would love to,
Well, I've told
but
you
there
already.
aren't enough hours in the day. If I have to choose between sleep and games at this point.
I've already told you that you have to play Expedition 33.
It is okay. I think I'm actually, aside from what we're talking about right now, I am going to forego completing Ghost of Yote, and as soon as I wrap this Pokemon DLC, I'm booting up Expedition 33. Largely because I have a couple of days off coming up, but also, it's really just that.
Side note, folks, I have threatened Mitch that I will kick him off the podcast if he does not play this game. So,
I have played it once, and I couldn't vibe with it. I have to approach it differently this next time around.
oh yeah. We'll talk about that more though in the main show in that segment because I have things to say.
Well, I mean, eventually Griffin's going to make me do an episode on Expedition 33, I imagine.
Nah, it doesn't fit. I can't make it fit.
We can talk about whatever we want. It's our. Well, I mean, it's your show, and you let me hang out, but
It's our show. It's both of us.
it's your show.
Anyways, the Stymphalian birds. Stymphalian birds looked so cool. I love that. Like Percy's like, okay, birds. What horrifying thing is awaiting us? Come on, I know there is something. And then we get razor sharp fangs and beaks.
Yeah.
And then Tantalus assigns the quest, assigns it to Clarice. We talked about that already. Great moment. I love watching Percy whenever Percy's in the dark. Because Percy has that level of intelligence of he knows immediately and is just furious about it. And he does not hide his fury. It's one of the things I love about him.
I mean, it's one of those demigod curses, right? Of they just the ADHD and the all of the things just take over. That fight or flight response hits a million, and they just can't help themselves.
Look, as somebody who will get frustrated and angry about things and also cannot help themselves, I love it.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure.
We get this moment with Tyson of him relaying everything in mimicry back. And like everything starts to become clear to Percy. So Percy decides to go off on his own and do this quest his way. We get some real great moments of them of like Tyson and Percy together in the cabin, which I really love. Those are like, you're going to be okay here. You're going to be all right. I got to go do this thing. And I love that. I love that it isn't. I love that we got to the trope here of like Percy wants Tyson to say so that he'll be safe, not that he thinks Tyson will hold him back. Now I was kind of worried we were going to go down that road with all of this, but I like that we got straight into no Percy. This is Percy's brother. Mm-hmm. Then we got all the stuff with Hermes. I'm still not sure how I feel about Lin-Manuel Miranda in this role.
I like it just because I do think that there's a human element to Hermes, and again, no future spoilers, but understanding where Hermes is and his relationship to the grander plot of this series with Luke becoming the primary antagonist. Well, Luke with Kronos, whatever you want to call it. I do think that he's got the right kind of like, and I know you're going to appreciate me saying this. He's got a face that is punchable, if that makes sense. Like, I
love that you were
love
the
the guy. Love his work, but I think there's just something about his delivery and the character's motivations here that make him a bit of this like reluctant douchebag. Yeah, where eventually, you're just going to realize the gods are all awful, and I don't know why we're going through with all this craziness, but ultimately,
yeah, for what it's worth,
it is what it is.
A great scene for me, like Lin-Manuel Miranda. It's like I do genuinely like his work. I think he's a great writer. I think he's a great musician. I think he's an okay actor. I think when he is going into actual spoken word acting, that's typically where he struggles.
Yeah.
I think here he was fine. He has some really good lines here. His delivery within this argument of Percy of like him still hoping there is redemption for Luke. I think he does a good job with that.
I do too.
It's when he's getting into when he's trying to crack jokes and do some of the more fun stuff that I'm like, nah, man, keep this serious. And obviously, Hermes is Hermes. He's nothing without the jokes. And also, I think that Lin-Manuel Miranda was always doomed to be, in comparison to the fantastic casting from the movies on this with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, it's really hard to follow up.
Side note, Nathan Fillion in The Mighty Nine.
I haven't watched that episode yet. I'm assuming it's from the new episode.
It is in the new episode, but we already knew this. This was an announcement a while ago.
Well, I didn't know, so thanks for the future spoilers, Griffin.
Future spoilers, if you... No, I'm not going to finish. But no, I do actually really like this. Yeah, this whole argument of he's family. I'm not going to give up on him because he is family. And I really love that, and I love how much that will play into the overarching themes of the show in general.
I'm honestly really surprised we haven't gotten to the point where you want to do episodes on the Percy Jackson movies that are also on Disney Plus.
I vehemently hate those movies.
Exactly, but that makes for fun content.
Also, we did the first one.
Well, guess what we didn't do before season 2, Griffin?
A movie that's significantly worse.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yes, but you also know how hard it's been for us to find time to record episodes of the regular show.
You're not
wrong. So yeah, we got a couple things here. We got the vitamins and we got the wind thermos. Annabeth shows up because having a conversation with Tyson. Tantalus just pulls up with a crossbow.
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
I love that. It's like, here's a crossbow. I'm just gonna kill you. This man does not fuck around. Yeah, I loved all of this. And then we'll get onto the cruise ship, and that will be next week's episode. I cannot fucking wait.
Yeah, we're just about, 72 hours from being able to chat about that.
Yeah, this is a great show. I love this. We'll be back then to talk about that.
Hopefully before week's end. We'll see.
Yes.
I'm just trying to, and I say that because we're away next weekend. So if you want to get that done, we got to do it before Friday.
Likewise. So we definitely got to get it done before Friday.
Okay, so we'll try to find time for y'all to do this on Wednesday or Thursday. Otherwise,
we will talk about it.
It'll just continue to become a running bit that we never get anything out on time.
Yeah. So
where's that Zootopia 2 episode, Griffin?
I've seen it. Have you?
I haven't.
There you go. Not on me.
You know what else?
Not on me.
Hey, Griffin, you know what else comes out this week, right?
Yes, I do. I do. I know.
Which means we either are doing a trailer reacts, an episode, or both.
I got a plan. I've got a plan.
Okay. We'll talk offline. Mm-hmm. But that's for later.
That's for later. Of course, folks, we will be talking about all these episodes hopefully as they come out. As a reminder, though, episode 4 is coming out on Christmas Eve. So we're going to get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
It very much might be a situation where we talk about episodes 3, 4, and 5 together. Or what? We'll figure it out. We'll be around then.
Yeah, expect there to be at least one episode that is a recap of a few weeks, just because with the holidays, it's going to be hard for us to get together and chat. So I think we should just call it right now that 4, 5, and 6 will likely get talked about at the same time, unless we can get together. Because when are you back?
Oh, I'm back like the Sunday after Christmas.
Oh, okay.
I'm back surprisingly early.
I thought you were going to be gone until the new year.
Oh, no, I'm around.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we might be able to squeeze 4 and 5 in together and then get to them weekly, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure things out. We'll be around. Keep an eye out here for whenever new episodes drop.
Griffin.
Oh, no.
Episode 8 comes out January 21st. What did I say earlier in this episode that premieres on January 27th?
Same day as Wonder Man?
No, it's the following week. So we're going right from this straight into Wonder Man. Like literally, it's the following week.
The season continues. The season of Griffin Loving TV continues.
We're back on our bullshit.
Oh, it feels good to be back. All right, keep an eye out for all those folks. We will see y'all in the next episode. But until then, be good to each other and have a magical day.
Splooshy, splooshy water magic things.